Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So I wanted to go ahead and talk about this fight that should be an entertaining fight. I don't believe that it's worth paying for when it comes to pay-per-view, but it's a fight that I'm going to definitely watch for free. Now, and I do live out here in Las Vegas, so hopefully I'll be on assignment and I can go ahead and watch the fight live at the MGM Grand. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this breakdown. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm leaning towards Canelo to win this fight by early knockout. Now, I want to make it very clear, even though I tell you guys this is a very tricky prediction. It's a very tricky prediction because it's a difference between what is supposed to happen in this fight and what just might happen in this fight. You know, you have to be very careful because when you have fighters like Canelo going down the road that they're going down, realistically, Canelo is trying to avoid the toughest competition, and he's trying to basically get guaranteed sure wins. And we've seen people like Abner Mares try to pull off this same stunt, and other fighters. A lot of fighters have done this before. Abner Mares, he completely tried to avoid the Guillermo Rigo fight, and he tried to pick a safer opponent like Johnny Gonzalez. At the time, Johnny Gonzalez was considered faded, a little bit past his prime. That was supposed to be an easy fight for Abner Mares. None of us expected, for him to get knocked out in the first round. All right? But this is the exact point that I'm making. He tried to get a safer opponent, and look how it turned out. And there is definitely a possibility that the same thing could happen to Canelo. If it doesn't happen in this fight, it could possibly happen in the future. It's just a possibility. But like I told you guys, I'm leaning towards Canelo. Anyway, there's two ways as far as I'm concerned to break this fight down. Telling you guys what Canelo is supposed to do to someone like an Alfredo Angulo and what just might happen in this fight against Alfredo Angulo. Now, what Canelo is supposed to do is he's supposed to go in here, since, Canelo Alvarez, he has the youth. He has the strength. He has the natural ability. He knows how to box, okay? He should be able to go in this fight, stand in the center of the ring, outsmart, outthink a slower, sluggish Angulo, and every now and then be able to push the stronger, or not the stronger, we don't know who's stronger yet, but be able to push the strong, rugged Angulo backwards, kind of like what James Kirkland was able to do. This is what is supposed to be able to do, okay? And then at the same time, these are things that could possibly happen in a fight like this. One thing about Canelo is what makes this a tricky prediction is Canelo, in a way, he kind of reminds me of Manny Pacquiao, because Canelo and Manny Pacquiao, they have a lot of natural athleticism. They have a lot of nice skills, okay, if I could put it that way. But at the same time, with their natural athleticism, they make a lot of mistakes, or you could say they have a lot of flaws, different flaws. They don't have the same flaws. Canelo Alvarez in particular, his major two flaws is he has a terrible defense. Despite all of the great head movement and et cetera, Canelo Alvarez, he got hit way too much in the Josito Lopez fight, and the Austin Trout fight, and of course in the Floyd Mayweather fight. All right? So with all of these, skills that Canelo Alvarez possesses, he does not have the defense. Defense is very, very important in the sport of boxing. More important than any other sport is defense in the sport of boxing. Because depending on how good your defense is, it can determine if your career lasts all the way to age 32 or all the way to age 52. All right? That has a lot to do with how good your defense is. That's why it's so important. So Canelo, number one, he does not have the best defense. Number two, Canelo Alvarez, he fights in spurts. Against someone like Alfredo Angulo, fighting in spurts, it could really cost Canelo in this fight. The question right now is, can Angulo weather the early storm of a very powerful young Canelo Alvarez? If Angulo can walk through Canelo's early power, then we might start to see a fight looking almost like Canelo versus Leonardo Tyner. You know, the thing with Canelo Alvarez is he relies extremely on his power punches. Okay? If you get past Canelo's power punches, you'll start to see him psychologically weaken just a little bit. He will back down just a little bit. Like I said, if you go back and you watch the Leonardo Tyner fight, I used to give Canelo the benefit of the doubt because I was thinking maybe that fight looked like that because Canelo was just young. But when I seen Canelo fight against Austin Trout, I kind of seen some of the same lack of confidence that Canelo Alvarez had in the Tyner fight. Like I said, the thing is, Austin Trout, as that fight progressed, Austin Trout, he got more and more aggressive. There would be times when Canelo Alvarez, he would explode with a powerful combination. But the problem is Canelo, he needs to reboot after he explodes with a combination. So he needs time to fill his energy bar back up. Like I always tell you guys before, just like a video game. And after he, throws this big combination, he wants to rest for a good 30 seconds, a minute or whatever. And that's when he'll either tie you up if you keep, rushing him, or he'll start moving around the ring. Okay? That's what I noticed in the Austin Trout fight. That's what I noticed in the Tyner fight. If you guys never seen that Leonardo Tyner fight, Canelo Alvarez, like I said, he relies on his power. He was catching Tyner with bombs, and Tyner had a granite chin. So Leonardo Tyner was walking through Canelo's bombs. And what did Canelo do when he seen this guy walking through his bombs? Canelo got on his bicycle and he started moving around that ring, almost in a panic. Okay? You guys don't believe me? Go back and watch the fight. Like I said, Canelo, he was doing this a little bit in the Austin Trout fight as well. The difference was Austin Trout wasn't aggressive as Tyner was. Okay? Austin Trout, he was basically, being aggressive, but he was doing it as more of a technician. Tyner was just trying to walk through fire. All right? So the thing is, in this Angulo fight, Angulo's, like I said, his best chance is to walk through the fire. And if he could weather the early Canelo storm, I think we might see Canelo start to buckle under the pressure just a little bit. And that's going to be Angulo's best chance. That'll be his best chance. But if I'm forced to bet, then I'm going to go ahead and bet that Canelo, he's going to stand the pressure. He's going to stand the pressure, and Canelo Alvarez should be able to catch Angulo with really accurate body shots, uppercuts, hooks. Every now and then I see Canelo move around the ring a little bit, but I think he should be able to catch Angulo with something really solid and hurt him and possibly put him away. But I would not be surprised if, like I said, it goes the other way and Angulo starts to break down Canelo and we start to see a 50-50 type fight. It's really hard for me to gauge how good Angulo's chin is. I mean, we know that he was knocked out by James Kirkland, but that was an accumulation of damage, though. It wasn't like he just got caught with 2 or 3 solid shots and it was over with. That was over, a good 6 to 8 rounds of damage. So it's kind of hard to say, but at the same time, this will still be a test for Canelo, of course. It'll still be a test for Canelo because Canelo Alvarez, he's been fighting blown up welterweights. He's only fought one full junior middleweight, and that was Austin Trout. And we know that fight was razor thin. And we also know that Austin Trout, like I said before, is not an extreme aggressive fighter. And we know that Angulo is going to come in this fight and he's going to be extremely aggressive. So this will be the first time to see how Canelo deals with a natural 154-pounder that's coming at him full throttle. All right. So, yeah, like I said, man, interesting fight. I look forward to it. The undercard looks pretty good. And that's pretty much all I got on this one. So I'm picking Canelo Alvarez to possibly knock out Angulo within the first 5 to 6 rounds. I think the earlier the better for Canelo. I think the later this fight goes, the better Angulo has. The better chance, he has to possibly pull off the upset. So that's all I got to say on this one, guys. I'm on to the next one.